Guys, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, Gabby. Nice to have you here.
We're not going to talk about that, don't worry.
I don't mind. You can talk about anything.
I'm so confused.
This is a Mexican soccer team that he...
Oh.
And I guess I didn't.
Wait, what?
choose the
Wait, I
one
missed it.
Gabby would prefer.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, that's how things kind of go down.
I still like you, don't worry. You're still one of my favorite Hollywood people,
Thank you.
definitely.
I thrive on validation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hi.
Well, looky.
She is the perfect fit, I promise.
Did she even see you? She was about to.
What is it that you were reminded of with this story that you really wanted people to remember as well?
It's a great question. I mean, I think, like a lot of people, I started to watch my girls go into this magical world that they created. And they got to disappear into this place that we're not invited into. And I was so inspired by the joy that they had and how authentic they were as people in this imaginary world. And so I thought it would make a really good movie, but it really wasn't until the pandemic that my daughter's light started to go out and they started playing fewer and fewer imaginary games. And they started to ask big questions like, are they gonna be okay? And I said to Emily, I said, oh my God, this is the definition of growing up. They think they have to give up their childhood in order to join the real world. And I said, no, we're gonna write a movie to show them that that magical world you created, you can always go back. So that's what I hope people get from it, that your inner child doesn't have to be somewhere else. You can bring all the things that you were as a kid, whether you're a doctor or you're a teacher or whatever you are, you can always bring a little bit of your childhood with you.
And I think as an actor and as a director and writer, that's something you really have to cling on to sometimes.
100%.
You know? Like, what is it about portraying this character that you maybe revalue about being a kid?
Whoa, what a question. I have always been a little bit scared to grow up. Actually, a lot of it scared. Just because I don't know, the thought of like taxes and things terrifies me. I don't know how to do taxes.
TurboTax, don't worry.
Yeah.
TurboTax.
But I've learned throughout shooting the movie and watching it a few times that it doesn't have to be scary to grow up. And one of the things that John says is that you don't have to do anything alone, and that everybody does hard things, and you can do it. And you never have an original experience because everybody goes through it, especially something like growing up. Yeah. So it's okay to be scared, but you don't have to be. It's like a great thing that John said is that you can get through hard things. It's like the best advice anyone's ever given me about having kids, which is just saying to my kids, you're good at hard things. Yeah.
And that starts to actually kind of foment in their minds, and it becomes.
Our kids grew up, so we need new ones. You could save all of us.
Ryan, I have to ask you, what was your Bee's power is to see ifs. What was your superpower when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, my superpower. I would say invisibility. And I mean that for real. I was the youngest of 4 boys. It was this pretty rough house to grow up in. My dad was a, former boxer turned cop. I mean, it was very blue collar, pretty rigid. So I was good at disappearing.
Okay.
But I'd disappear in my own mind and my imagination, and I would, I'd sort of live there. So I could always vanish pretty well. And I was good at vanishing in high school.
That sounds like a great skill.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember in the summer I would go shopping. I had a paper route, and that's how I would make money. And I went shopping. When I would go shopping for clothes for back to school, I would be looking for the least noticeable clothing possible, and I would dress in. I would literally, if I could dress the exact color of the school walls, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
loved
God.
it. Yeah, I was good at being invisible.
How do you keep that going? Like, how do you keep this ability to be amazed going? Is there a way to kind of exercise that?
Wow, that's a great way to say it, to be amazed. I mean, I will say, again, I give credit to my kids. I'm amazed by them every day because you get to see the world through their eyes, but they're also so fearless. Like when I ask them about what they're imagining, I would say like, were you flying or going underwater? And they're like, pfft. Way more specific than that. Like that's so old school. And so it's that ability to see through them all this energy, all this creativity, whether we're doing a dance party, a tea party, or whether they're doing my makeup. There's just this energy around them that keeps me in the world of imaginary friends.
That being said, I need kids. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Don't look him in the eye.
Which one?
You know damn well which one.
Thanks for doing this. It really means a whole lot.
I love about ifs that I think they work mainly as films as well, because I feel like we go into films and characters kind of like to maybe relieve something about ourselves or heal something.
Yeah.
Has a fictional character ever saved your life in any way?
That's a good.
That's a good question. Yeah.
I don't know. I think like
It's hard.
some of them like are the things that you go back to over and over and over again as you grow into knowing who you are. For me, it was like a Back to the Future, like Michael J. Fox. But I definitely know that like put me on a path that I don't know I would have gone down if he hadn't portrayed that character. Harrison Ford in like the Indiana Jones movies, particularly the third one, that like will never leave me. And then even as an adult, watching Will Ferrell and these people that just like feel like big kids. I just that always,
Or you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's.
I don't know. I don't know. That's hard.
Character. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, like ever? My favorite movie is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
that was good.
love that movie. It's constant sobbing every time, and it's like, don't talk to me. I'm
1,000,000%. When I made this movie, I wanted to only do it if I could tap into that feeling of nostalgia that I grew up with. So whether it was E.T. or Goonies or Dead Poets Society, there's this feeling that you're more than a kid, right? That it's not just about being silly, that you can hold these themes, that you can tap into this emotion. And I thought that was really special. And it was Dead Poets Society. I saw that movie and immediately wanted to be a teacher and went to college to be a teacher, all because of Robin Williams in that movie.
Well, that being said, I have to thank you for this film because I needed to heal something.
Thank you.
And this film helped me out.
Oh my God, thanks for saying that.
I need to say it here because it really made me cry and I needed to cry.
Oh, wow. That's
And
the best compliment ever. Thank you.
Please never stop doing films.
I'm going to try.
Everything I'm going to say. Please.
Starting to see why I live alone. Keith! What kind of a kid creates an invisible if?